Much.
Right. Hello.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming along. So we have got Liam here today. So Liam is from Broadstairs, but you haven't always been in Broadstairs, have you, Liam?
No, it's been quite recent actually. I only come at the end of 2023 to the Thanet area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where were you before?
So I was based in Essex.
Right.
Nobody knows where I live, so I always say near Chelmsford because a lot of people know Chelmsford. So it was about 5 miles out, little village, and I worked in a little promenade town. It was almost like Broadstairs, but apart from being on the coast, it was more promenade-y.
Okay.
So yeah, really cute.
Was
yeah,
it?
yeah.
So tell me about how you got into hair and like growing up. Have you always wanted to do hair? Or have you...
No.
Right.
I was quite academic at school.
Yeah.
English was like my main subject. Naturally, always was quite good at that. I was expecting to either be a writer or a journalist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And cut a long story short, I started a Saturday job in a salon when I was 15 years old and loved it.
Did you?
You know, yeah, really enjoyed it. I was offered an apprenticeship in the salon and, yeah, just took to it. Absolutely loved it. And I loved the fact that it was a challenge for me. It didn't come naturally.
Right,
so to me, I was like, yeah, this is great. It's something that I can really get my teeth stuck into and like work on.
Well, that's really good because a lot of people would, if they found it a challenge, some people would be like, yeah, I ain't doing this.
Yeah. Whereas to me, I like a challenge.
Yeah.
You
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Like clients come in, they go, we know you love a challenge, Tam.
That's it, exactly.
I'm like, yeah, there's a challenge and there's a challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly that.
I've got 2 hours.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. What can we do?
Day.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. What can we do in that time?
So do you still write at all? Do you still...
Not really.
No?
It was something that I was thinking about maybe getting back into at some point. Yeah. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? You know, I do often think someone's about, you know, like the whole sort of like blogging and stuff like that. But my thing is that I don't really know what to write about. I feel like I just go in, do hair, and that's that. You know, get home, watch a bit of Netflix, feed the dogs.
But you'd be amazed how many people would love just to read that. I mean,
ramble.
You look at like Gogglebox, for instance. I know it's like a TV version, but they're just sitting there watching.
Yeah, and yet it's so enthralling, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I love Gogglebox.
Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, you might have inspired me. I think. Yeah.
I think you should start it up,
especially
if it's something that you love to do. You might hate it now as we've got older.
Yeah, no, I do still enjoy writing. I hate writing up my colour notes. That is my.
Oh. Like at the end of the day, I have to psych myself up.
Same.
And I have to sit there going, right, okay. Like, and it's not a lot. It doesn't take 2 minutes, does it, to do? No. But it's just that thing of, right, we've got to do it.
Yeah.
You know, because otherwise next time, everyone's going to be crying, going, what did we do last time? Oh, I don't know. And you're out the back going, did I mix this up?
Yeah.
I feel like I did.
Yeah, that's it.
But
and of course, it does change, you know, like I think notes are a great reference. But I think as well, in my defence, as well, I always tell myself, it's very easy to get into that thing of like, okay, just do what your notes say, and then before you know it, you've spent 4 or 5 sessions with this person, doing 6 grams of 550 and 10 grams of this, and then you're just doing the same again.
Yeah.
And then they're getting bored.
Yeah.
You're going to get bored, you know. So in the way I try and see it, and it's just really a way of defence, is just saying, well, do you know what, every time it's going to be dynamic, you know. What are they going to have this time? Yeah, exactly. I might have changed my thought process in that time. You know, 8 weeks ago, that was old Liam. You know, this Liam might want to use more of like an ash or, you know, more of a warmth or something.
But you've got to have them clients, haven't you, that go along with that. I mean, I've got clients I've been doing for years, and I will say every time, what do you fancy today? I'll always go through that question, and they'll always go, yeah, the same. And even if I try and tweak it a little bit, they're like, can we stay with the same?
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
So you're lucky that you've got certain clients that are going to be like that.
Yeah, I am very lucky. Sort of touch wood, I haven't had any yet in this new area. Same as when I was in Essex, really. It's very rare that I have a client that's like, I want exactly the same, to the point, you know. They're kind of like, yeah, you know, what we done sort of like last time, but whatever you think is great. You know, they seem to be sort of like quite relaxed about that, which is good.
Yeah.
But then saying that, it's not as if I suddenly change them drastically. Do you know what I mean? If they have a deep brunette, I'll keep them to a deep brunette.
Yeah.
You know.
Just change the tone slightly.
Yeah, exactly.
With seasons.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes go a bit warmer, sometimes go a little bit cooler, you know. And I think it's all people's hair changes as well. You know, you could use getting tongue tied. You could use exactly the same formulation, and a year on, it might take a little bit warmer, or it might not cover as well. You know, grey coverage, as we all know, it sort of gets more resistant sometimes as time goes on, and sometimes you get to that point where you're like, oh, we're even going to have to go darker, start using extra coverage, you know. Then you have to talk with them about, okay, where do we go from here?
And that's a tricky conversation sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What do you mean I'm going greyer? I always say natural highlights.
Yeah.
You've got a few more natural highlights coming through.
Yeah, natural highlights is a good way.
Softens it slightly, doesn't
that's it, exactly.
And also, hair, like menopause.
Oh, changes it so much.
Pregnancy.
Yeah, postpartum hair is tough.
It is really tough.
Sometimes goes really weird.
Yeah. Oh, do you know, Lorna actually took a photo of one of her clients' hair while she was pregnant, so afterwards, and you can see like the banding of her pregnancy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing what hormones can actually do.
And that was all like virgin hair, and you can just see the different tones.
Different tones. Yeah, so, it's amazing what hormones can actually do to the hair.
It is.
You know, and obviously then we had COVID, and that changed a lot of people's hair.
Yeah, I had a lot of. I had
really
a couple of people's hair which really they got COVID and it really thinned out. And then luckily they've all come back to their normal
fuller
the head of hair, but at those times it was quite scary, and we had to cut it to a length where it didn't look
spindly, like you'd had some dodgy highlights sort of put through. Not highlights, extensions.
God, I walk down the street. It's one of my
little spindles.
I've even taught my husband. He'll say to me now, "Are those hair extensions?" Yes, they are.
Yes, they are actually.
I feel like anyone can notice. But
that's it, exactly.
Yeah, I'm really fussy about my hair extensions. But that's another story.
Another story entirely.
Another day. So, what do you notice the difference about living here to living in Essex regarding client-wise, hair-wise?
I feel that it's almost like much of a muchness now. Okay. I'm not seeing like a massive difference, to be honest. It's a really tricky one. I feel like I'm doing a lot of the same work that I was doing in Essex.
Because I feel like when we think of Essex, straight away you go to the big bouncy, massive blow dry, don't you?
Yeah.
So
you know,
and we've noticed that coming in more.
Yeah.
Now, but it was. I feel like Essex definitely brought that.
Yeah, brought that vibe sort of to it. But fun fact for you, I actually hate a bouncy blow dry.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't actually offer it as a service.
You not?
No, if someone wants a bit of volume at the root, I'll do it, but it's kind of like natural volume.
Yeah.
I don't write on my
tell
things.
Them to get out.
Yeah.
So turn around.
Yeah.
Walk out the door.
Yeah.
I'm not your person.
No, that's it, exactly. I mean, I'll do it for sort of my regular clients. If they wanted something with a bit more volume, I'll go a little bit more.
And do you do it happily, or do you do it in a bit of a strop?
I would do it happily, but I think they're kind of used to kind of like my vibe, and that I don't really enjoy doing sort of like massive Dallas, Texas hair. I hate putting rollers in hair as I'm going. I hate pinning it up as I'm going. All of that sort of stuff. It's just not me.
So you don't like up hair?
No, I don't do hair ups. That's another thing I don't offer.
No.
I always laugh.
It is stressful.
It is, and I'm just not great at it. I think it's hair up is one of those things you can either do it or you can't, and you can learn it, but it's never gonna be that great. I think some people have just got a natural thing. They can just literally have like a handful of pins, a couple of elastic bands, and they can make something look incredible.
Yeah,
and they can make it look incredible in 20 minutes. I would spend about 3 hours with a whole pot of pins and somehow make it look like an absolute car crash. So I don't really do any of that sort of stuff. I always laugh and just say like I'm just a basic bitch. I just do colour and cutting, and that's pretty much my thing. I want to get into extensions.
Okay. What type?
I think more tape-ins, to be honest, just for more, just to fill out the front if they're feeling a bit fine. I don't think I have the patience to do the nano rings, to be honest.
They do move in the hair so well, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Tapes, I think, are great. Like you said, if people are wearing their hair down.
Yeah.
Or if they're just tying it up in a low pony.
Yeah.
Great. I think they are the quickest, the most effective, instantly. However, if you've got a client that wants to put their hair up on top of their head like I am.
Yeah.
Don't look too closely at this today. You can see them because they flap like a bit of...
Yeah.
So they have to be... Your client has to be quite good at disguising them.
Yeah.
But yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I might start. It's another little thing.
Definitely.
Another little thing to add to my
growing bow.
Yeah.
So
my very small bow.
When we came to film you, you showed us a brand new technique, didn't you? So what's it called?
The shatter technique.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you come up with this?
To truth be told, I was having a few beers and just contemplating life and stuff like that, and I was thinking about, what am I going to do when you come in for the filming, obviously I'd spoken to my model, and she's an amazing girl.
Oh,
so
she
I knew.
Was lovely, wasn't she?
Yeah.
There she is there.
Yeah.
The back of her.
Stunning. Yeah, that's it, exactly.
She's
such a beaut, bless her. And I thought, okay, what can we do to kind of like make good headway in a smaller amount of time?
Yeah.
It was really, it's an ongoing sort of colour correction.
Yeah.
A lot of old colour and stuff going through.
Yeah, because she had a build-up, didn't she?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Which, so obviously it is always, I always say anyway, it's only after about 3 sessions that it becomes your work.
Yeah.
You're always sort of fighting against old colour, old work for usually a few sessions, but especially with something like that, I was fighting quite a lot. So I thought, how do I make this in a really simple way? How do I just map it out? Again, I'm someone, I don't like putting 62 different sections into the hair. I just think, what is the point of spending like a good 15, 20 minutes putting all these tiny little sections in, you're going to unpin them anyway.
Yeah.
It's good to roadmap, however.
Yeah.
But I personally like to sort of be a bit in between. I kind of roadmap, but in like a lazy way.
Yeah.
And I thought doing something like this is just really simple, like a nice little diamond section through the middle. That tells me where I need to start going a bit finer, a little bit more blended. And around the edges, that's where, especially for like a balayage or something like that, you really want it to be illuminated all around the front, all around the back, and let that top bit veil over and kind of bleed in. Yeah. So I thought that's a great way to actually just break it down really easy, really simple.
No, and it came out beautifully.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really did.
You. And I didn't have to think. That was the great thing,
You just created.
Yeah, literally. All around the edges, I knew that I was I was taking sort of like heavy weaves, slices, that sort of thing. The minute I got to that diamond section, I was like, okay, here's where I start to like go a bit finer, less chunky, because that's all the veil area. So you want that to be more blended.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pleased with how it turned out.
Oh, it did. It looked absolutely... Oh, it's gone now.
Thank you.
I don't know what you've done with it. Taking it away from us. We can't see it anymore. You'll see it again.
Yeah.
But you used... Products that you used were... You used 2 different types of developers, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So what did you start with on the back area? Did you start with a...
So the back area I done, I think it was lightener with 4%. With I think I might have done a little bit of 1.9% as well for the very first section.
Yeah, because obviously that's going to be left on, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really important to know that with lightener, less is more, as in the amount you mix. I have never mixed up like 60 grams of powder, mix it up, and then use that for the whole head. Mm-hmm. You've got to bear in mind, like you said, those bits that you're starting out from, they're going to be on the longest.
Yeah.
So I usually prefer to start weaker, low and slow.
Yeah.
Also as well, lightener, it oxidizes, right?
Yeah.
So it weakens over time. So actually, if you went in with, say, your 60 grams or your 80 grams or whatever, one bowl for a whole head of highlights, and you're starting with 20 volt, well, it's at its strongest on those first bits. Well, by the time you get up to the last bits, yeah, okay, it's still 20 volt, but actually it's oxidized. So you're probably looking at it's lost some of its strength. So actually, the last bits are usually sort of through the parting, usually how we work things. They're the last bits. Well, actually, they're the weakest bits then that you're applying. So for me, I prefer to start weaker. I mix up 20 to 30 grams as a rule, depending on the thickness of hair, how much we're pulling through the regrowth. And then every 20 minutes or so, I'll go and mix up a little bit more, but kind of bump it up a little bit. Then I know it's fresh. I know that overall it's going to develop relatively even. Usually by the time I've sort of finished up, I'm thinking about taking the back out.
Yeah.
But I'm not sitting there thinking, oh my God, is their hair going to melt off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the basin, you also pre-filled, didn't you?
Yeah, because we had some natural.
Yeah.
But it was that annoying amount of natural. So if it was longer, I would have probably mixed up 2 different strengths, done the slightly stronger, almost like, say, I don't know, like say 4% for the mids and ends, and then 1.9 for the natural root. But there wasn't really enough to warrant me doing that.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wanted to melt it out anyway. So I thought, okay, that bit is going to go lighter compared to the ends. But once I've sort of evened everything out, what is the point of spending that extra time and faff and actually getting much closer to the root than perhaps I wanted to for the sake of like a centimetre?
Yeah. And like you just said, time there. It's all about timing, because I think we touched upon costing and pricing. So when you were in Essex, or still done here, you charge hourly, don't you? Which is something that we're not used to around here.
No, it's a different concept.
How are you finding that?
It's been, do you know what? It has been okay. But I do feel as well that not everyone gets it. And I don't want to alienate people.
Yeah.
And not be clear. I've tried to do guideline pricing to give people a general idea. But when you sort of say to someone, look, I don't know how long it's going to take until I've actually seen it and assessed it. Pictures, I'm sorry, people can send you pictures, videos and what have you. But when you start going through, there could be stuff, you don't know their colour history properly.
No.
People lie and people forget. That's the thing. I think some people were scared to almost say, oh, I done a box dye on it like a year ago because they're worried what we're going to think.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm only asking.
Judgy,
yeah, that's it, exactly. Yeah. Or people forget. They might have used like a semi-permanent on it a year ago whilst they were in the shower and go, oh, yeah, I've got virgin hair. They didn't think of that. And why should they? I'd forget.
Yeah.
But
it does make me laugh when they say semi-permanent that they get from the shops.
Yeah, it's not really.
They're not semi-permanent.
No, that's it. Exactly. It's like
a
glossy permanent. Do you know what I mean?
It is.
At best.
But they go, no,
I didn't.
No, it's definitely a semi. Okay, so we've got this much regrowth, which is telling me it's not a semi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We've got a ruler line down the middle.
Yeah, that's it. There's clearly a line. It's like a 2 shades darker through, So, yeah, definitely there is something going on there, Yeah. So, no, it has been good, but I am redesigning the whole thing.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. It's still kind of based around an hourly charge.
Yeah.
But I'm just doing 4 different packages.
Right, okay.
So, and that will make it simple. It's concise. I've got the pricing. It is from... So if someone does come in with like mega thick hair, say they've got like 6-7 inches worth of regrowth, they want a full head of packed in highlights, they've got thick hair, well, that's obviously going to cost a little bit more than normal. But again, that will be, I'll kind of add, so if it takes an extra hour, I'll add my hourly rate onto that and let them know.
Yeah.
But I thought by doing the packages, it's just clear. They've got a choice of 4. I'm going to put the description in of what that gets in that time.
Okay.
So then people will know, okay, I want like a roots and refresh. Oh, well, there's going to be that package. Or I want a full head of highlights and a root melt. Oh, there's going to be that package. And they know that it starts from a certain amount. Yeah.
So then they can make their decision of what they want to go
Yeah,
for.
exactly. And also as well, if they don't have the budget, well, they could go for, say, a slightly lower package. And I can do express foils for them in that time.
Yeah.
Just a few visual, maybe around the hairline, a few through the part.
Yeah.
If they're, because we all have some months, obviously, we have a little bit more moolah than others.
That's right.
You know,
like we were just saying this morning, weren't we? You know, cars, for instance.
Yes, and thank you for saving me this morning.
Car broke down this morning. Battery.
Yeah,
but that's
battery.
only because you've been walking everywhere because you don't need your car anymore.
I know.
So that's a plus.
Yeah. It's amazing how times change. Sort of like this time, well, 6 months ago, I was still driving to Kent to see my best friend and my partner every weekend. So I was doing 180 miles round trip. That's not including me going to work and back, which is only about 5-6 miles a day.
Yeah.
But still, it was a lot of mileage. And my poor car has gone from that to suddenly nothing. Like, he doesn't know what to do.
So he just died. It's
just a mess.
Basically.
Yeah, so he died.
So he just died. He's given up. He's depressed. His battery's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's going to go to the scrapper.
Yeah. But no, you know, some months we just have a bit more to spend than others, you know, and I think sort of like having the packages again, it allows for some flexibility, you know, so I can hopefully.
Are you excited?
I'm really excited.
And do you love living around here now?
Yeah, do you know what? It really feels like home now.
Does it?
Yeah,
oh,
it
that's
does.
so nice.
Yeah. I'm going back to Essex for Mother's Day.
Oh.
But yeah, it doesn't. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing like my mum and my nan, but the actual area, I'm kind of like, you know,
done.
Yeah, that was like an old chapter.
Yeah.
You know, and this
do you
is
miss
like
the old
chapter.
salon?
I do, but
because it was quite a high-end salon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So...
Great team. Made some wonderful friends for life. You know, but I am really enjoying being self-employed. And I'm really enjoying sort of like being my own boss.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think having the accountability as well is something that's really important to me. Like, if I make a mistake, I then have full accountability for that.
Yeah.
And it isn't the salon's problem.
Yeah.
It's not whoever's problem. It's my problem. You know, you could say maybe I'm a bit of a control freak. But I think it's just, it's that knowledge that if I make the wrong choice, that is on me. And do you know what? I can adjust it.
Yeah.
And I can learn.
Well, you've got the knowledge there because you've done your Weller's master.
Yeah, master colour expert.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Weller and done like a couple of days courses, like, you know, over the years, you know, doing different things. And then they mentioned to me about doing that and it scared the life out of me, to be honest. How did you find it?
I only cried once.
Okay.
If that gives you any idea.
Okay.
Just the once.
Just the once.
Yeah, which was quite good.
Okay.
I'm not really a crier.
So did you have to go up like once a week?
No, so it is broken up. So you tend to do 2 to 3 days at the academy. I don't know if it might have changed a little bit because it was only 2 years ago, but you know, things change. So yeah, when I was doing it, it was 2 to 3 days at a time, and then you'd have like a month or so, sort of in between. It would normally be 9 months in total, but then COVID hit and stuff like that, and put a bit of a spanner in the works. There was a few personal changes in my life, so I had to miss a couple of sessions. So yeah, it ended up taking me about 18 months roughly, but I got there in the end.
What's the main thing?
Yeah, and I managed to get 98% on my science exam.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, that's the part that scares me because I've got it all up here, but it's like when you're looking at questions and it's the whole exam situation.
Yeah, because you are literally in like a room and you've got your little desks and
it's like going back to school.
Yeah, literally. But they are very good. You know, it's not, you know, people.
Are they over your shoulder going, do you think it's that one? You sure?
No, it is quite relaxed. And obviously they are very happy to, if you're not quite sure on a question, you know, they would be happy to kind of like help explain it.
Okay.
So it isn't really like you're doing your GCSEs or your A levels, you know.
Got a timer?
You are given a time to do it in.
What's leg timer that goes?
Yeah.
It goes off at the end.
No, I think it's. I think if I remember rightly, like our exam started at like 10 o'clock and we had till like 11:30.
Okay.
I think to do one of the exams. So you just keep an eye on the time, but it is quite relaxed as far as exams go.
Right.
Obviously, you can't really discuss or talk or anything like that.
Can't look at someone else's work.
No, unfortunately. What really done me though was the practical, the head block challenge.
What did you have to do for that?
So you're each given a head block.
Yeah.
And each head block has got obviously the 4 quadrants with something completely different, and you have to get every section to a 6.0, so a 6 natural. And so one side, like one bit is like, say, balayage, and then one side is like a 10 from root to ends. One of them on mine was like a murky, it was like the colour of broken dreams.
Oh.
Yeah, literally. It was like proper khaki. It was almost green, but not quite.
Right.
Yeah. If someone come in and said, I want the colour of broken dreams on my hair, I'd think back and I'd be like, that's that colour. And then the other one, I think, was just a regular brown, I think.
Okay.
No, a 4. It was a 4, so I had to like lighten it and then drop it back down again. Yeah.
Because I found when I went there, they like to, in my opinion, bleach everyone up. Like, they like to always do like a full head bleach and then
drop it back down.
And then drop it back down. And I was struggling with that.
Yeah.
Because I sometimes think, well, if you're bleaching it right up, surely that hair's then very porous. So, okay, you're going to put a semi-permanent on it with a low peroxide, so it shouldn't wash out as much. However, it's still going to shift.
Yes.
And then if they want to go back to another colour, like their natural, I mean, that's going to be hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they would put, on the wall, they put those pictures up of scenarios of, right, what would you do for that one?
Yeah, the case
studies. And you all have to say what you would do. And then I feel like nearly everyone, she was like,
bleach.
Well, you'd bleach it up. And then we'd do, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
I must say, sort of like the MCE was very different to that. We didn't put bleach on every case study.
Oh, God. Where's the lighter?
Yeah, that's it. There was actually one case study in particular on one of our, I think it was an exam. So we had to do a case study exam as well. So I think it was like 5 or 6 of them. And one of them was a natural level, almost like a 3?
Right.
And the case study was she wanted to be a white blonde.
Right.
And it messed up a lot of people because a lot of them just go in with highlights, lift to a level 10, tone with like a 10.6 or a 10.69, which is like a violet in Weller. Completely correct under normal circumstances. This was a case study. So, and I was one of the only ones that actually got it right.
What did you say?
So I said, explain to the client that it may have to be done in multiple sessions. Start with a lower peroxide, lift as much as you can, and then tone accordingly. Yeah. And that was actually the correct answer. Because what they wasn't looking for is shove like 20 vol on it for about 4 hours. That's what they... Yeah. And obviously, normally, that's in our hairdressing mind.
That's what we do.
We would do.
And that's what I found on this course. It was like... Because they showed... It was like someone with a natural level 3, and they were like, oh, like you just said, to go up to white. And I was like, well, I don't think that can be done in one session. No. And they were like, yes, it can. And I was like...
Really?
Can it?
Can it though? Can it though?
And it sort of made me feel really...
Yeah. Like, am I missing something
here? Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I'm not, like, qualified enough, like, after however long. Maybe I need to come on these courses, like, every week. But actually, no. Like, and the integrity of the hair, like, surely that's going to be...
compromised
like
a lot. I mean, we did do... When I Cried, that was one of our practical sessions, actually, that caused that.
Right.
We had a lovely young woman. She was an actress, actually. Okay. Lovely. And she was a natural 3.
Right.
But, like, when I say a 3, she was, like, almost black.
Yeah.
So I'm not even being like, oh, it was a 4 or 5. It was a 3.
Yeah.
And she needed for her role to be blonde. So we actually done a platinum
Marilyn
card.
Monroe?
Nearly, sort of like, not quite Marilyn Monroe, but I'd say probably about more of a 9.
Right.
So not a clear 10, but
not Gwen,
a good...
Not Stefani.
No, not Gwen Stefani, but kind of a bit more sort of slightly more natural, shall we say. So yeah, we done a platinum card. I done it with one of my colleagues, co-students.
Yeah.
she was doing the right side, I was doing the left, and obviously was bumping into each other.
And that's the thing I hated, was like sharing a head.
Yeah.
I really struggled with that.
Yeah, and we started to get a bit snappy at each other. And I'll be honest, I haven't really, like platinum cards, I don't really tend to do because they scare me. I don't like the thought of bleach being on that.
No,
you know, on those first bits, you know, and then you think, oh my God, like, so I start taking those out, then those other bits are still taken and I've still got like half the head to do, and it just, it ends up like in my head just going like that. So yeah, obviously I had to just go with it, start doing it. But yeah, it took us about 3.5 to 4 hours to apply because it was quite a lot of hair. It was quite long. Her hair was about this long. Yeah, and we did manage to get her up, but it was dry. You know, and we've done all the bond builders, all of the treatments.
Doesn't matter how many bond builders you're going to put on there.
This is the thing. Yeah, I mean, I love a bond builder. And I know that there are quite a few artists now on Instagram. I'm not going to name any names.
Okay.
And I think a lot of them are. They are pretty famous. So I think we all know, like, you know, one guy in particular who started this whole trend. He's the one that done Sharon Osbourne's Red to Silver.
Yes.
Yeah, him. He's amazing. I do not understand how his clients have hair when they leave. You know, like black bauxite, suddenly white silver. Okay, you're using your bond builders. I use the same bond builders that he does. I wouldn't want to leave my bleach on for 6 hours.
No.
And then reapply. I'd be
smoke coming out of the hair.
It's like another YouTube star who, again, I won't name, but he's Asian and he's really camp and he's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just sometimes, like, I watched a video, I think it was about a year or so ago.
Has he started doing music videos?
Yeah. But there was one, and he had this woman in. He was like, "Oh, you know, I can't even do the accent, so I'm not even going to try." But he was, I might try it. Who knows? Try it. He was like, so this lady is like, her hair's really damaged, so I'm going to use 40 volume through the ends, but it's okay because I'm going to use like what was it? It was like one of his own treatments.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, and it did actually look banging afterwards. But I was like, if I put 40 vol on damaged hair, that's just going to be in the sink. Like, what is the, you know, like, I don't get it. Like, how is this, how are they managing to do it and we can't, you know? But speaking to the community, I think online and everything, you know, I think all of us British hairdressers, it seems like we're all the same. We're like, why is it out? Yeah, and quite rightly so. Yeah. I'm bullshit with colour in the fact that I always say, like with a haircut, once it's gone, it's gone. Okay. You can't make that back, you know, unless you do spend thousands of extensions. Yeah. A heavy price to pay if you cut off an inch or two shorter. Do you know what I mean? Then you have to feel that potentially, oh, God, I'm going to have to buy extensions now. Do you know what I mean? So once it's gone, it's gone. With colour, you can always correct it. There is something you can do. Only if the condition is there, though.
That's right.
Once the condition is gone, it's gone. Yeah. And there is nothing bringing that back. Once you've pushed it past that point of no return, however many bond builders that you use on it, whatever treatments you use, it's not coming back unless you cut it out. So I think it's getting that balance.
We had a really traumatized girl, like when we had the salon, and she phoned up and she basically bleached her hair at home. Yeah. And she was all coming out. Yeah. And she came to us with her hair in a sandwich bag. Yeah. Like, and we just had to just keep applying oils and, you know, combing it so gently, so no more. And we, you know, but there was nothing that we could do. There was nothing at all.
And it's hard, isn't it? Because, like, where it's been bleached so much, they might be like a level 6, but it almost looks black in comparison because it is so bleached. You know, it's almost like translucent. Yeah. But you're thinking, I can't soften this. No. Because if I overlap even the slightest bit, that's all going to come out as well. Yeah. You know, and it's really hard to, you know, to see that, you know, and like, you know, we want to make people feel better. Yeah. You know, and I think that's sometimes the hardest thing. And, you know, you can't drop it down because it's so porous, the colour's not going to hold. Yeah. It's probably going to look a bit greeny and a bit swampy. So it's literally like, there is nothing you can do. No. And that's hard. Yeah, being in a position
to go, I'm really sorry.
Actually, there is nothing we can actually do apart from.
that's you being honest. And some stylists wouldn't be honest.
Yeah.
They would try and
correct it.
And the stress they must put on themselves.
I think this is the
through
thing.
That
I would be,
appointment.
the whole time I would literally be sick in my mouth several times. With each
Swallowing
foil,
it down.
yeah, that's it. With each foil, I'd be like, do you know what I mean?
Retching over the client.
Like you said, it's just not worth it, is it?
No.
You know,
because I think I had a conversation with you about Magma. I love Magma.
Yeah.
I think Magma is just the most incredible product because
good.
it like lifts and tones all at the same time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whether that be a blonde or it be a red or a copper, it is perfect.
Yeah.
However, you can't reuse it, can you?
No.
Like you can reuse it onto the hair that hasn't got it.
Yeah.
But you can't then just reapply it.
No, that is the thing, especially with like the 8-9.
Yeah.
You know, if you put that on a particularly light canvas already, the chances are it's going to look a bit smurfy after that. But incredible though for especially sort of cutting through box ties and things like that. You know, to control that lift. Because you know if they've put a black box dye on it and they want to go light, they don't want to see any warmth. And you're like,
no.
Of course you don't want to see any warmth.
No one.
You know,
what is it about warmth? I don't
get it. I'm like, that's what makes it reflect. Like, I know you don't want to be blanche, but still, you know, it gives it lightness. Yeah. You know, what is this obsession with cool colours?
I know, and it is.
You know?
I thought we were getting out of that.
Same, but
that stage, but
yeah, it's very much a case of I don't want to see any yellow.
But then people say I don't want to see yellow, but they don't. But they don't want it ashy.
No.
And then they don't want it warm. So you're like, oh God, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go with this. Like, what tone are we thinking?
Yeah, that's it. I think usually kind of like beiges are the way to go. To be honest, sort of like but I hate the word beige. But, you know, I think sort of like not too cool, not too warm, just somewhere in between. Yeah. You know, because again, like ash colours.
And do you just go, yeah, all right? And not even, just go, yeah, all right, just do your own thing anyway.
I'm just so bored with the same conversation. Like when they go, I want to be ash blonde. No, you don't. Like ash blonde is actually really murky. Yeah, that's it, exactly. So I'm like, okay, so you just want to be like more of a clean looking blonde. Yeah. Most time if you use clean, they're like, yes. Clean, creamy, crisp.
Creamy. That's the word.
Yeah, a nice creamy blonde, you know.
Like that. Custard
that's
creams.
it, custard cream. Yeah,
our
like the inside,
biscuits.
That's it. So I always tend to, even like if I'm going ash, I'll always add in a bit of neutral or add in a little bit of gold just to keep it reflective and not murky. Yeah. That's my sort of general rule of thumb. I mean, I do have the odd client that likes to be silver, but I think silver is almost like the prettier, warmer version of grey. Yeah. You know, they don't want to be grey.
No.
I think that silver, it's still got that almost like that white backdrop to it.
Yeah.
So, for that sort of thing, depending on how much warmth they've got in, I will sometimes just put on like a violet ash and just leave that to do its thing because I've already got excess warmth to kind of counterbalance that to keep it bright looking. But 9 times out of 10, I will not just put a straight ash or a straight violet onto someone's hair. I think that's another thing. Like, what is it about hairdressers always wanting to lean for the ash? Yeah. That seems to be like a whole, like not even just an area thing, but it's sort of like around the country. It's like, I've lifted up. Whatever they want, they're kind of like shoving like a 901 on. Yeah. You know, and I'm like...
And it does dull it down. It does dull it down.
Yeah, it does. And it can almost make it look a little bit khaki. Yeah. Like, who wants that?
Yeah. There's a few clients now where I don't even... Like, I lift them up so clean, I don't even tone. No. I'll just use a purple shampoo. And it's... Blow dry it, happy days.
Yeah, exactly. Again, but leave it creamy looking.
We went from not using toners...
to suddenly...
So then we can't do
anything without.
Yeah. So something we've got to use a toner. Mm-hmm. Everyone has to use a toner.
Yeah, you must.
Well, you don't.
No, if you lift up well, you know. Okay, toners help to personalise it a little bit. Yeah. But you know, it doesn't need to be.
No.
You know, my packages they do include a toner because I would rather not have that whole conversation of I might need to tone you afterwards. You know, there's a maybe.
Yeah.
You know, which could be an extra 20, 30, whatever, depending on their hair type. So, yeah, I have included it into my packages. But if someone doesn't really need one, then that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, I will literally just a little bit of violet shampoo.
Yeah.
And I'll take a little bit off of
the package.
You know. But, yeah, I think I'd rather just have that because it's a hard conversation to have, isn't it? Surcharging and stuff.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us hairdressers, I'd like to think that I'm pretty good at talking money with people, but even I can sometimes feel a bit awkward.
Oh, I'm terrible.
You know, like, oh, you might need this. It's so easy done, isn't it? Because you want to help people, you know. And it's very easy to go, oh, you know, I really want to create this look. And you're thinking, oh, damn, but they usually only pay, like, say, 120 quid. And if I do this extra thing, I really want them to be excited, but are they going to say no if they realise it's going to be an extra 20, 30 quid? But then you're spending like an extra half an hour to an hour with them. Then your products, you're like, what am I doing?
I mean, the products I found have gone up so much.
It's astronomical. It's actually scary. Yeah.
I mean, I need to put my prices up this year. I'm sorry, guys. It's happening.
Oh, no, you need to.
It's happening, but I don't want to. Okay? Just know I don't want to do it. I'm digging my heels in.
But the thing is, you've got to be happy. And I think if you didn't, and then your profits, like, you know, your profits would just go through the floor. And then you would be thinking, do you know what, I'm literally doing this full transformation for next to nothing. Yeah. Then all would happen is you'd resent it. Yeah. You know. Yeah. It's not the client's fault because they don't know.
But they become like family, don't they?
They do. But also, you know, I think we're all used to things going up now.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. That is true. Like, well, everything is going up.
Yeah.
Apparently shopping's coming back down. Haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't.
Apparently it's coming.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see it.
Yeah. So what's your plans for the future, William? What are you going to do?
Oh, lots, hopefully. Lots, hopefully. I love educating.
Okay.
I love helping other people.
Yep.
I get such a buzz off of seeing other people succeed.
Yeah. You were really natural, by the way.
Oh, thank
camera.
you.
Yeah.
I think I kind of just forgot that it was there, to be honest. After like the first sort of 10 minutes, you know, I was kind of like, you know, and obviously us two get on really well, you know, yes. Pippa obviously is amazing. So, you know, she was
so beautiful,
really cool.
Isn't she?
So stunning.
Yeah, she is.
So stunning. Yeah, I had a great time. But yeah, I love all of that sort of thing. I've always said I'd like my own little space of my own.
Okay.
But not really just for me. I would, in an ideal world, I would love to start a brand where I can get young, not necessarily young, but people that are very passionate. Mm-hmm. They perhaps want to get their own little business or something. Yeah. Help them build up, mentor, you know, learn from my own mistakes as I do it. So I'd be like, okay, if you want to do this, don't do this, don't do this. Help invest back into them, help get them on that ladder. Be the person that I wish I had. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I would love that, you know. I think that is something that I would love to achieve in the next sort of 10 years or so.
It will come.
Know. I hope so.
No doubt at all that you'll get there.
And I hope as well that I am going to have people either working for me, either as employed or self-employed. Yeah. I'm happy to help them on their journey. Yeah. And I hope they outshine me times 10, you know.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I think if someone does better than me at something, I'm like, do you know what? If I've taught them, that's amazing. Yeah. That's actually what I want. Yeah. You know, I want people that have learnt from me to outshine. Yeah. You know, in a way. That means I've done a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I love doing clients, but, you know, over time, my back's going to start going.
Oh, don't.
You know, and I might just want to start winding that down a little bit. So, you know, if I can get a good little team behind me of people to sort of take that mantle, and I can start doing more like the admin-y, you know, a couple of days just doing
saying
clients.
That, no one's going to have their client record books like up to date, are they? They're colour.
Absolutely
If it's
not.
left to you, you're going to be...
if it's left to me, yeah, no, it just wouldn't get done. But that would be one thing that I'd train sort of like any of them that started with me. I'd be like, first things first, write your notes as you do them. You know, the amount of times I'm literally like a colour is developing and I literally think to myself, I should write up their notes. I'm like, no, that's boring. I'm not going to do that.
I'm just going to have a cup of tea.
I'm going to go out for a cup of tea. I'm going to go out for a fag. I don't want to write up notes. That's boring. It's amazing.
Exactly the same though.
I'm glad it's not just me.
So are you like all computer based as well?
Yeah.
Are you going to carry on being computer based in the future?
Yeah. I really want to get, so one thing that I don't have at the minute is online booking.
Okay.
And I really want to start getting a bit of online booking underway.
Okay.
It scares me because I'm a control freak.
But you can block it out your end.
Yeah, that's true.
You're still controlling.
Yeah. What's
Controlling
coming through.
Yeah.
But I thought, again, sort of like with the packages, I can just, it's really easy.
Yeah.
So a client won't be thinking, do I need a root tint and do I need some foils and what should I do? They can see sort of how long they're going to be with me and a rough description of what that's going to, what we can achieve in that time, basically.
Do you know, and like with like regarding payment as well, so I've got a little sum up machine, which is fine. They're great. But one of my friends has just opened her little studio, and she banks with NatWest, and they've actually got something, and it's all on your phone.
Oh, really?
You don't need any other little terminal.
That's amazing.
They just tap your phone
through
NatWest,
cool.
and it's quite cheap.
Wow.
So
nice. Because the sum-up machines are very good, but it's just that ball ache of having to keep charging it. And
mine is on its deathbed at the moment. It hasn't been charged. And it's like got nothing in the battery, little thing.
Oh, okay.
And I
so
keep going.
I
keep going. How far can I push this?
Yeah.
I keep turning on. It keeps turning on.
Have you got the printer for the receipts? Oh, okay.
I haven't got the printer for the receipts.
No, because sometimes if you take out the printer and just charge it. Normally.
Yeah, no.
No,
I've literally just got a little square. Their receipts just go to their phone. Okay.
I do think that SumUp, there is a thing where you can do the phone thing on SumUp as well.
What, so they tap your phone?
I think so. Yeah. I tried to set it up on mine, but then stupidly, my ex from about 6 years ago got me a little SumUp machine. So I set up an account. That was more for like just my little mobile hair.
Was it going into his bank?
No, it wasn't. No, but because it was all saved to my phone and everything, I'm now having problems. I need to sort it out, but it's just another thing to do and it's boring. So I need to change that because it's actually going to go into my other account rather than my business account.
Okay.
So I do need to sort that, but I think you can do it. Have a little look.
I hate all this techie stuff.
It's hard, isn't it?
I hate it.
I'm not really a computery sort of person.
No.
Like, as well, I'm thinking, like, do I get a website? And I'm like, but do I? Because it just seems like a lot.
Like, I just feel like, I don't know, word of mouth and, like, recommendations. What are you going to put on it?
Well, that's the thing. Like, hello, I'm Liam. Do you know what I mean? They can do all that on Instagram. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you'd be... I mean, people will probably shoot me for saying this, but I feel like you'd probably be wasting your money.
Yeah, I think the same.
But there's probably people online who know an awful lot. My brother over there.
Yeah.
He'll probably be... I mean, I can't see the back of his head. But he's probably shouting at me inside, going, you definitely need a website. Do you think you need a website, Scott?
No, I don't think so. People look on Instagram.
Yeah.
Stuff, really. I mean, if you had a big salon...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I think just as...
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's where the traffic is, Instagram and stuff, so...
Yeah,
it's okay to have one that, kind of point back to and maybe have some, like, other stuff on there, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like you said, sort of, unless you are sort of like an actual salon and a premises, or a company like, like Gods of Hair, I think Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, I think is like ample.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Because they are expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it depends on like how much traffic, how much revenue would you actually get from having a website. Yeah, okay, it would be good to have one rather than not. But if it's going to cost you more, If so, you get all of about 5 people that happen across your website, and say one of those books in.
Yeah.
You know, is it?
I think for you, when you've got your whole team of people, that's when you need it.
Yeah, of course, as like a reference point. But for the minute, Instagram, Facebook. I need to do TikTok more.
Oh God, I don't like TikTok.
No,
I don't like any social media really, but we have to do it, don't we?
That's the thing.
It's because our job isn't just doing hair anymore, is it? It's
videographer, photographer, content creator. I used to do today is one of my post days. And,
is it?
Yeah, and I'm already like, oh man.
It's all right. We can take a picture in here.
Yeah.
Hang on, let's do it. Look, we'll do it whilst we're filming him. Here you go. So, hang on. Let's turn the camera round. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Amazing.
There's your post. I'll send that to you.
Well, hey.
We've done it.
Fabulous.
You have day off now.
Nice. Just write that up. But yeah, no, it is hard, isn't it? And I sometimes I'm on the salon floor and I'll literally be like, oh shit, I've got a post tonight.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because that does take up quite a long time.
It does.
Like, and especially if you're doing like little videos and you're cutting them, you know. I don't know all the techie words, so
no,
you know,
I get it.
You're
But
doing
yeah,
all you're trying to find a trending song, which I'm really bad at.
Yeah,
I can't. I don't know. I don't know where they are.
No,
I don't know where they are on Instagram. Someone tried to show me the other week, and I was.
Usually, if they're trending, they've got the little grey plus arrow.
But then I might not like the song.
I'll show you. Yeah, exactly. That is it. You've got to have the right song,
haven't you?
Yeah. I think that's the thing that makes it annoying is like obviously you have to do the trending to push it further, but then actually those trending songs they might not sit with you or your brand, you know, and you're almost like forced to become like a sheep.
Yeah, Beyonce's one at the moment. Text them, hold them down.
I use that one for my other.
I quite like the song though.
Yeah, I do quite like it. I was like, okay, this works, but I don't like the way now to get seen.
Yeah,
you know, we're kind of like horseshoed into this.
Yeah,
weird.
Because the other thing I noticed, someone said to me was to add the topics on there.
Yeah,
that apparently
helps
pushes you.
Yeah, there's so much to it.
I need to do a course on it, really.
Yeah, see, I did do a boot
that's another
camp.
Thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's another thing that we've got to do.
Yeah.
Where do we find the time?
That's the thing.
We make people feel beautiful all day.
Yeah.
And then we have to do everything else.
Yeah.
Look after households.
Yep.
Dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
You got 2 dogs?
2, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously my partner, who's, well, no, actually he's quite, he's easy to look after. It doesn't require too much. Yeah, it doesn't require too much maintenance. He's usually all right, bless his heart. No,
I mean, you get really good days out. You get to go to DFS and choose a new sofa.
I know, right? Literally, oh my God, we spent literally 4 hours in there the other week. You'd have probably loved it.
I would have loved it.
And we had an argument about
a
rug.
I offered to take your place.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I should have.
Set me up with some custard creams.
Honestly, I should have sent you. I was really hungover as well.
No. Did you take custard creams?
No.
And a cup of tea?
No. But literally, we got about 3 hours in. I was like, I'm literally starving. Like, you know, when you start to feel a bit sick.
Oh, especially if you're hungover as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, can we just like maybe go home?
But you did choose one though, didn't you?
Yeah, we chose one and a rug, but I didn't get the rug that I wanted, so I'm not very happy about that. So. But there you go.
What colour is it?
I can't even remember.
Okay.
The rug that I wanted, it was kind of like a grey blue.
Yeah.
Considering I'm meant to be a colour expert, and like now I'm just coming out with this is grey blue, you know. It was really nice actually, but Ian was like, absolutely not.
Oh.
But I've got better taste than him, so I don't.
So he chose a beige one, yeah.
Yeah, it's beige.
Magnolia.
How do you know? Yeah, it's like exactly that.
Everyone's got it on their walls. Magnolia.
Mm-hmm.
It was always a favourite, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
Growing
absolutely.
Up back in the day.
Absolutely.
No one ever had colour.
Nope, no colour to be had.
No.
And then, but yeah, I think like you said, sort of like going, you know, with finding the time to do everything. It's hard, you know. Like I done an Instagram boot camp at the end of last year, and it was really good, you know, and I did learn a lot. But one of the things was sort of like managing your time with it, but it still meant that you'd have to have almost like an admin afternoon and kind of like do all your drafts and everything.
Ready for the week?
Which is great, but when you think about it, you're still investing the same amount of time.
That's right, in one day.
Yeah.
That's like food prepping.
Exactly that. So it does help on days where, if you know you're going to be crazy busy, but I'm loath to spend 2, 3, 4 hours every week setting up ready for the week.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just think, do you know what do I want to talk about today? Oh, I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm very impulsive.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I don't want to be pre-planned. I don't want to be like, today we're talking about this and then we're talking about that. I like to just sort of do it on the fly.
So do I. And sometimes I just have a moan up.
Yeah, exactly.
You wake up, what's your mood today? I'm just going to have a moan.
Yeah.
About the kids, whatever.
Yeah, exactly
kids, hair.
Yeah. But I think that's important to sort of like as well talk about real stuff and talk about you know.
Life.
Yeah, life and showing up and like being human. There's so many pages that I've seen and the work is incredible, but I don't even know who the person is that's doing it. I don't know their face. I don't know what they sound like. And if I was a client, I'd be like, okay, their work looks great, but when I book into that salon, I walk into that salon. Is it that girl there? Is it that guy there? Do you know what I mean? Like, who is it that's actually going to be doing my hair?
Yeah.
I think it's really easy to get caught up in just taking loads of pictures of good hair, but actually, social media is changing.
Yeah.
And there's so much more to it, and people want to know about you.
Yeah.
If you're going to be sat with someone for 4+ hours while you put in your 600 foils, they want to know. They want to see what you look like and what sort of person are you.
And you want to be able to get on with them, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Why are you going to be sitting there with someone that
doesn't... Yeah,
nothing in common with.
Exactly. I mean, I dare say there's probably been plenty of people that see my Instagram and Facebook, saw my work and thought, okay, he looks all right. He looks like the sort of guy that could sort of like do my hair nice, but then might see me talk and the way I am and think, actually, maybe he's not for me. And that's fine. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather them go to someone else that's, a bit of a better match. I think a lot of our relationships with our clients, it's not just about banging hair. It's also about, having that rapport with people.
Yeah, definitely. It's about them feeling comfortable in your chair and them just offloading onto you and just being able to trust you instantly.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Know that you're going to make the right choices for them, and have a talk and, have a laugh, maybe even have a cry sometimes.
Yeah.
Any of
those.
Yeah, same. I get really awkward though. Like, I swear I'm a little bit autistic. Like, especially if someone gets upset.
Do you just like tap them with a broom?
Kind of, yeah. I'm like, they're there. Yeah, I had one of my...
chuck a toilet roll at them.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really know what to do.
You're not a hugger?
I am and I'm not.
I'm a proper hugger.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll smother you.
So
you were crying, I'd be like, oh my God, come here. I'll take your pain away.
No, you see, I just give them a little tap on the shoulder and then ask them sort of like how their colour's feeling.
Got any tingling?
Yeah, that's it.
Do we need to wash it off now and get you out the door?
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
Can you go cry outside?
Yeah. No, I did have one client who, she literally come in and just, unfortunately, she'd literally lost her husband about a week before, and it was sudden. He was only 45, so he was no age. So she just burst into tears, and I just stood there. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I wanted to take her pain away, but I was like, what do I even do?
That's quite a lot, though, isn't it?
It is. It was a lot. And I must say she was my first, bless her, I still remember it. She was my first client of the day and I was so drained afterwards. I had nothing else to give. Like my next few clients, I literally said to them, I'm sorry if I'm a bit quieter than normal.
Yeah.
I just feel like my social battery had just gone.
Well, that's it, because it does. It does drain us as well. Because we feel what they're feeling.
Yeah, it's like that vibration, isn't it? That negative vibration, it kind of like comes onto us, and we're just a soundboard for everything, the good, the bad and the ugly.
Yeah.
I don't think we really get much, what's the word? Recognition, actually, for how much we actually do. It's not just about hair, but everything. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
We
need to write up a new career, like, don't we?
Yeah.
To be like, we're not just this.
No, exactly.
We're also therapists.
Oh my
doctors.
God. Yeah, absolutely.
I told my husband weeks ago that he had tennis elbow, right? Instantly, I was like, you got tennis elbow, you can need an injection in that. Didn't believe me. He just carried on wearing a strap. for like weeks and weeks. Went to the doctor last week. Oh yeah, it looks like you've got a tennis elbow.
Thank you very much.
It's okay, just breathe. Just breathe. You know, so
bless you.
yeah, but because he's diabetic, he can't just have the injections. He's got to leave it a month, rub some cream onto it.
Yeah, got ya. All the fun stuff.
Hope it will go away. It's not going to go away. He's going to have the injection.
But what do you know? Right?
I know. What do I know? What do I know? Anyway, it has been amazing talking to you.
Thank you for having us again.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, we're going to do much more in the future.
Amazing.
So Liam is situated in Broadstairs if you want to find him.
Yeah.
And
message me for a chat.
Yeah, that's right.
Literally.
Just ring up there for a chat.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Yeah, or a little bit of advice, you know, always happy to. I love a case study.
He pays, he charges by the hour.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
So,
that's amazing.
Happy day. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you very much.